Hello, video game consumers, and welcome back to the demo portion of my channel. In this episode, I'm going to play the demo of Predator Hunting Grounds, which came out for a beta trial this weekend. So I wanted to look through some of the screens here on the game, and then I'm going to play through the tutorial of the game as well. So let's jump in with the customization. Now, I know of the company that made this game because of the fact that I have played a game by them before where they worked on the Friday the 13th game. And I really enjoyed that game quite a bit. As a horror fan, I really appreciated getting to play as Jason Voorhees. And I feel like the team did a really good job creating a very realistic setting from the actual movies. So I was excited when I heard they were going to be doing Predator because I know they have the capability of really, representing the movie series well. A few things that are going to be very different, I know, with this game compared to the Friday the 13th one is. With Jason, of course, he's slow moving. And I thought they did a good job of working with that, but still making him viable in order to kill people. With the Predator, you have an athletic alien here, so you're not going to have those same issues. So I am curious when I do play through the tutorial for the first time here, how that's going to feel and if it's got the same quality that I found with their previous game. I have explored the game customization here a little bit before I started this video. I have to say I'm really impressed with all of the things that you can do. So in the customization screen, you'll be able to assign specific weapons as both the primary and secondary weapon. You do have to unlock those, and as you start the game, you don't have any of them unlocked. So I think I'll just be stuck with my shoulder cannon and wrist blades, which should be fine. Additionally, you'll be able to assign 3 pieces of gear, and it looks like each one has a specific weight to it. And so right now, the only thing I have is a healing kit, and that takes up 5 of the 10 carrying capability that I have. Additionally, you can also assign perks. I've assigned 3 of the perks that I have available to me right now. There are more perks that will be available that you can unlock, and I'm guessing you're going to be able to unlock them by playing matches in the game. You also have a choice of different classes in the game, which I think is very entertaining here. So for the Predator, you have the Hunter class that you start out with, which is sort of the overall balanced killer. It has a little bit of everything to make a very well-balanced experience. Then there's the Jungle Hunter, which is basically the exact same character, but it's the art design from the movie so that you can play as that 87 version of the killer. Then they have 2 other classes here. We have a Scout, which is sort of lightweight, fast, but doesn't have the armor or the up close battle capabilities of the Hunter. And then you have the reverse in the Berserker that is sort of slow moving, but has a lot of armor and is able to do a lot of damage up close. And once again, those will be able to be unlocked as you play through the game. I believe. Can't be sure, but I believe that's how it'll work. Then with appearance itself, even when you have your class, you have a lot of different choices you can make here. So the first choice is body type. And you either can be the standard sort of male predator, or you can choose to be a female predator, which has never really been seen in the movies before. It has a slimmer design, but it has been talked about in the books and such, so it's sort of interesting, and I'm glad that they did put the female as a playable character in the game. Next thing you can go ahead and do is work on the head here. And with this, you have 3 different options. You have Predlocks, Mask, and Warpaint. Under Predlocks, basically what you're able to do is you're able to change the color of the dreadlocks on the character, as well as the little bands that are on the dreadlocks. So you've got different color schemes available. Personally, I really like this one here with the red bands on the dreadlocks. That's just my opinion. And once again, it looks like you'll be able to get these probably through playing through the game, though a few of these have a number value assigned to them, and I'm not sure what that's about. As you can see, some of them get fairly elaborate here with sort of the camouflage red going on, or the camouflage blue. And then we have sort of a camouflage black with the red bands. I sort of like the more simple, just red bands on the black, as I said over here. And I'd have to see, once I get this game, if I can unlock that. Now, I had said on a previous video I wasn't going to play demos of games that I knew I was going to buy, and I definitely do know I'm going to buy this game, but it's one of those that for right now the game is only going to be sold for computers on the Epic Games Store, and personally I prefer to have my games on Steam so I have all of my games in one collection. And so with that, I know it'll come out on Steam. It'll probably be a year's time though before it becomes available for me, such as games like Borderlands 3 where I had to wait for it as well. So with that in mind, considering that I have to wait, I am going to go ahead and play through this demo some. So the next thing on the list here is the masks. And again, there are a decent amount of options here. First of all, with the standard default mask, you can change the color of it. And so you can select something that fits what you want. I sort of really like this sort of black, yet with a little bit of a red tint to it going on here, but I'd have to unlock it, of course. And then you have different styles of masks. So you have ones, and I wonder if these won't also have colors when you do unlock them. Uh, so we've got this Eclipse mask, this Fallout mask, Immortal mask, Inferno, which I have to say personally, I think this is my favorite of the masks. I really like the sort of rough and jagged look of it. I'm hoping there'll also be different armor sets that'll sort of match the masks over time as well. You have Jungle Hunter, which once again, this is sort of much more themed from the movie. We have Nocturne, Phalanx, Phoenix. I do also like this one with the jaggedness, but I think I just like Inferno a little bit more with its aggressive styling. Plague, Prophet, and that's all of the different masks. And then the last thing is, even on top of the mask, once you've selected the mask you want and changed the color as you want, you can add war paint. So you can do something like the crosses. Personally, I don't like the war paint on it, so I'm going to go with none. But you have Bloodright, Fierce, Focus, Prime, which I do have to say I sort of like that one a bit, Rebel, Skull, which in a lot of games I'd probably use the skull, but I personally think that the mask itself is intimidating enough. I don't need paint on it. Slash, Streak, Vortex. So you have all these different options as well. Really, one of the things I think is going to be a great selling feature of this game is the fact of just the sheer amount of customizability that goes on in the game. Then we can go from head to body, and here you can choose different skin patterns for him. So you have your sort of basic, where you can change colors of it. I sort of like this whitish look here with the basic one. Gives it more of almost a tiger look. Then we have classic, which is just the traditional from the movies. Gator, model, raptor, which I have to say, I sort of like the look of this one. And shatter. Then on top of that, we have armor style. And for this right now, as I said, there's just the default armor hunter. I'm hoping that they put in more of them when the game comes out and such. But right now with this, you can go ahead and customize your armor to a point by changing the color of it. You can put on themes on it, things of that nature. Personally, I sort of look at it as the Predator is a very straightforward type of character in my opinion. So with that, I don't want a lot of art design on it. I went with just sort of a basic armor that's a bit darker to help him blend in that much more. So, as I said, I'm going to keep it fairly simple, but that's just my personal opinion. I do like the fact that it allows customizability so that people can choose what they want. And then there's this section here, trophies, where I'm guessing as you go through levels and stuff, you'll be able to get things like skulls and whatnot that you'll be able to attach to your waist, sort of like what occurs in the movies. As of right now, there's nothing in there. But as I said, hopefully as time goes on, that will change. So there's the customizability for the Predator. You also have the ability to customize your soldier as well. And with the soldier, you can pick either male or female. You can customize the outfit somewhat. You can customize skin tone and hair color. And you can pick which weapon you want to use, such as a sniper rifle like I would use, or a assault rifle, things of that nature. So once again, a lot of customizability in this game, more so than I think that I remember from the Friday the 13th game. So very excited about that. Now with that being said, I've tried a couple times to get a normal match in the game, and the wait queue for a match is taking absolutely forever. So I think for this demo, what I'm going to do is just play through the tutorial. I think it should give a good feel of how the controls work, as well as sort of explaining how the controls work. And that should give me a good idea of how the game's going to function, allowing me to have an opinion on whether or not I am right that this is really a game that I want to buy. I definitely hope I'm right in the end, as I really would be disappointed if the game doesn't live up to what I'm hoping for. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial and see how that goes. Okay, so I had to play through the tutorial once because the buttons that they say work on the controller are not actually the buttons for an Xbox controller, which is what I use on the computer. They're the buttons for a PlayStation controller, I think. So because of that, I sort of had to figure out which buttons are which. It's not really a major issue in the game, but it did take a little bit of getting used to. So, for jumping, the jump is actually the A button on my controller. The crouch is the B button. The toggle the vision is actually down on the D-pad. And then to change the visibility is the Y button. And then the strike button is the right trigger, so you basically just walk up to the guy. And when you get the stealth kill prompt, once he stands back up, anytime now. Alright, there's the stealth kill. So then to leap is actually the right bumper. So you just hold the right bumper, you sort of place the target where you want it, then release it, and you jump. Entering the trees is the A button. Though I have found, at least in the beta here, that once in a while it doesn't like to respond to that. To navigate the trees, really all you have to do is press in the direction you want to go. It'll do the jumps and everything for you, which is really quite nice. Makes life a lot simpler. And it makes this running very simple. Alright, so we've got some guys to take out here. You can switch your weapons and stuff by holding the left bumper, but we've got the shoulder cannon, so let's go ahead and take some people out here. Alright. So we took him out. Now here, as I said, is where I'm having trouble sometimes. I had to use the space bar in order to get back into the tree, which, as I said, not a huge deal. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Alright, now let's get to the main camp. And turn off the invisibility for right now to save power. It does seem like the one thing that you sort of had to balance in the game is your shooting capability, your invisibility, and your infrared all run on the same power, so you have to manage it a bit here. Alright, so that's the main guy I want to take out, but I do want to kill everybody. Alright, so we got this guy. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna go try to take out the main guy that I'm supposed to here first.
What now? That ain't human.
Alright. He's dead. Still getting used to this gun here a bit, but not too bad. Alright. Once a valuable target has been downed or killed, a prompt will appear over them, letting you know you can claim their body. You can do this by approaching the body and hitting the claim button. Be aware that you are vulnerable to damage during the duration of the claim. Alright. And the claim button is the X. Alright. Well, I hope they work on that imagery a little bit there, because, I mean, it was nice and brutal, and I did get the skull, but it was a little lacking in detail. I want to give my overall assessment on the game. Right now, there are a few glitches to it. As I said, it is a beta, so I completely understand them, and I'm not too upset about them. I do hope in the final version that they do change up the wording as to what buttons do what, so that it fits with an Xbox controller and not just with the PlayStation controller. And also, I hope that they make it where the button does allow you to climb the trees properly. Because in each of the two times that I did the tutorial, I found that I was having a glitch where I wasn't able to enter the trees, particularly after I took out that first group of people. If I tried to enter the tree then, I had to use the keyboard and press the space button in order to get back into the trees. I think it's a simple glitch. It'll be something I feel very confident they will fix. So, my overall assessment, the game is exactly what I was thinking it was going to be, and I'm definitely still looking forward to purchasing it when, as I said, it does come to Steam. If you're a fan of the Predator franchise, I think that this game does a really good job, at least from the Predator's perspective, of giving you that feel of being in the movies, of being the Predator, and of hunting your prey and such. so I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to be looking at buying this game. I hope this review was helpful. If it was, please go ahead and click the like button. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you. And if you have any ideas for other video games that you'd like me to demo, please go ahead and leave them and I'll see if I can get to them in the future.